The process doesn't stop, even going strong and strong. Since early Sunday morning, July 7th. On the 7th, Earth's inner and outer fields escalated. The global Schumann resonance charts show a vertical broad white spot indicating strong incoming energy, but there are also a few red spots indicating energy being released before more accumulated. In the coming days, an increased cosmic force may appear, which we must accept again, adapt to, and regenerate from, as more and more light is flowing into our blue planet, providing opportunities for consciousness shifts. Dr. Scavo. Schumann resonance reading peak amplitude power 95 today, August 7, 2024, 7 o'clock. 77 Ascension Portal on July 7th brings a huge blast of light-coded information with powerful activations and downloads from our spiritual sun, Sirius, as Sirius Gateway is coming to its culmination, bringing higher cosmic activation templates and upgrades. This includes deep DNA cellular healing, powerful throat chakra activations, and restructuring to new branches of reality. Divine energy work. The 7/7th portal takes place on July 7, 2024 under the influence of the Cancer new moon, which happened on July 5th. This is double the energy of support, freshness, and creation, making it a potent day to make wishes. 7 is an angel number, which means you'll have a breakthrough soon and obstacles are being removed from your path. Is there anything you'd like to have a breakthrough in? Set the intention. 7 is also an energy of big wins and good luck. Ever noticed how casinos use this number to promote their slot machines? And lastly, 7 is a creation number. In the Bible, it is also when our Creator created the world. So enjoy the energy today. You may want to make 7 wishes for the next 7 days, 7 weeks, or 7 months. With love and light, Liz Taryn Hart. Dear friends, fall deeply in love with the journey of becoming. Embrace the divine expansion of your soul, and let it guide you home to the essence of your being. As you walk this path, remember to be gentle with yourself, to breathe compassion into the depths of your consciousness. You're not just healing, you're awakening to new possibilities. You're remembering the fullness of your being, revealing the depths of your inner strength and wisdom. Trust the journey and know that every step is a sacred step into the radiance of your true higher self. In this embrace, you'll find the freedom to be, the courage to expand, and the grace to shine. May your journey be blessed with love, light, and the beauty of your own soul. Love and light. Abiu Feliz. Death is not the end. I have been asked time and time again, do we live after death, and if so, what happens to us? Now this is a question that enters the mind of every living soul sometime or another. There is not one who has not asked himself or herself this question or has not made some inquiry in regard to it. All religions have been based on the assumption that there is an afterlife, but few can give a satisfactory answer to it. Most people pray for forgiveness of their sins with the view that they may still live after death. Many people fear the event, others wish it were upon them so that they could get out of their misery here. Some wish others were dead so as to get rid of them. Yet few understand the true meaning of the event that must eventually come to all. Death is not the end by any means, but the true beginning of the spiritual life. It was Jesus who knew this so well. His reappearance after the passing on the cross was to assure mankind that life is eternal. I am before Abraham. Now this is a tremendous subject, especially when there is so much to understand about it, and what I intend to do is to ask for further information and will give you what I receive. As far as I myself am concerned, I know that there is no death, because I have experienced that time and space merge into one another at the exact moment called death and life. The only reality, neither knows time nor space, being eternal and ever present. This experience came to me during the First World War and then again in the Himalayas with the Masters. I have already told you of these experiences and will not take up the time in repeating them in this lecture, but will confine myself to what I received in answer to my question for more enlightenment on the subject. Answer. The question you ask is perhaps the most important of all the questions you have asked, for the simple reason that it not only pertains to every living soul on earth, but it also affects those who have passed through the portals called the first death. Believing of the physical body, death is by no means the end. In fact, it is the beginning of your real experiences, although your real spiritual experiences do not take place till after what is known as the second death, which will be explained later. You have experiences through the physical senses by means of the physical body, so you have experiences through similar senses, although more refined and expansive in nature, in your astral body, And so on you will experience this expansion and glory, each stage being greater than the one before it. That you which is you will still be the same, you becoming aware of these experiences similar to how you became aware of the experiences you had on earth. There is no comparison as to the experiences, although the modus operandi is the same. I hope you are able to grasp what I say. You cannot compare your earthly experiences with spiritual experiences, although you may catch a glimpse of what they mean. But if you can separate yourself from all your experiences on earth and learn to discern them, you will observe that they are external to the self that is examining them. This becomes more evident after the passing called death. You are then able to observe all your experiences with impartiality. Those necessary you keep, while the others you dissolve away. If you could do that while living in the earth plane, all would be possible to you, but most do not see this clearly till you leave the earth plane. I have already told you that interpenetrating your physical body, you have the finer substances out of which the nucleoid of life builds up the body you will use in the inner states. The first or immediate body is the psychic body, which exists within the physical body and survives physical death and brings you into relation with the inner earth plane, which pertains to the world soul. This is not really a spiritual state of living, but a stage which you have to pass through, where there is a further reconstitution, reorganization, and reformation, which enables you to deal with all your earthly experiences, as I have already mentioned. This enables you to leave that state and pass in time into the true spiritual world. If I can make it more plain to you by saying, the ascending circuit corresponds with the gestation in the descending circuit into the physical plane. The descending is the involution or involving of your eternal existence in the various grades of substance, including matter, and the ascending is the evolution or unfolding of your eternal existence out of the various grades of substance, including matter. This psychic form is not truly a spiritual form, but is built up out of the world soul in which you are living while in the physical body. It is in this body that all desires remain after leaving the physical. It is pliable and retains all earthly experiences. These must be dealt with by yourself. The crude is dissolved away in a similar way that you dissolve your crude experiences while on earth through discernment. If you cling to these experiences while on earth through fear, emotion, or reaction, they frustrate your true experiences. The saying that I can best give you to relieve you is, as sins are forgiven thee, rise and walk. The dross must be left behind. The only use these experiences can be to you is that by them you learn to unfold the real, which is love and wisdom and healing. The psychic form is often referred to as the psychic double, and sometimes it is violently precipitated from the physical during the earth life. Those who are precipitated from the physical body suddenly and ignorant of these facts often appear as ghosts because of their intense and urgent earth desires, which makes them known as earthbound spirits, but immediately the consciousness becomes aware of itself and the condition in which it is in out-of-body state, the ghost disappears. The appearance is made through strong earth desires, which tend to modify the psychic body so that the physical senses can become aware of it. Also, the projection of this form during earth life is now so well known as to become an established fact, being recorded so many times by so many people. The appearance of this psychic double, or ghost, of those who have passed from the earth body is also well known. In your Bible you read of many incidents of this kind, and now, while the world is entering a new cycle, many and many more such incidents will be recorded until such time that it is accepted by all, just as your wireless and television and many other things, which were thought to be impossible. During your incarnation in the physical body, the psychic remains connected to the body by a magnetic lifeline. This magnetic lifeline can be stretched across the world if necessary by one who has practiced the projection of the astral body. In the first instance, the double can only be projected a short distance, but with practice, however, it lengthens through confidence. Fear immediately draws it back into the physical and may never again leave the physical till so-called death. At the advent of this death, this connection is severed and the psychic body no longer returns to the body. Severe illness or shock may cause the psychic double to leave the physical temporarily. This is often done while the person is in a state of semi-consciousness and many times during sleep. Children often experience the presence of their parents who are anxious about them when separated, because there is a psychic link between all parents and their offspring. This is caused through the link that unites them with the solar angel who is the parent of the parent. There is not such a thing as an illegitimate child in the spirit world. That only pertains to the ignorance of your world. When things are seen in their true light, this unnecessary agony and suffering caused to the innocent will disappear. When you, the conscious self within the psychic form, enter into relation with the plane of the world soul in which you find yourself, you will react to the condition in that plane. To a great extent you will learn as you did on earth when you were a child, with the exception that conditions are totally different. There is one thing I can assure you: you will never be idle for one moment. You will find so many interesting things to do as you progress. Your inner faculties, which you were unable to give full utterance to while on earth, will find new avenues of expression. Opportunities will be afforded to you to express yourself fully. At this psychic stage, you know very little of the spiritual state, although you may think you are in the true spiritual state and may think you are in heaven, so-called. Now it is from this plane that most of the communications come through mediums. Entities in this psychic plane are often called spirits from the spirit world, but these entities are cells whose interests still have strong earthly ties and can only deal with things pertaining to the outer earth. That is why so little information can be obtained about the spiritual realms, which in many cases causes most people to disbelieve in spiritualism. They say, "I can tell them more than they can tell me." That is possibly so because of the fact that you may have studied the subject to a greater and higher degree. The second death is when the entity leaves the psychic plane and enters into the more inner state, and when this is completed, the past becomes lost in oblivion, and the consciousness of such can only be regained by entering temporarily into relation with the earth through a medium in the inner realms and then through a medium on earth. That is why I have told you before that the information obtained about the solar angels has been relayed from the inner to the outer, and you are in direct communication with this information through this modus operandi. In regard to evil, as I have told you before, evil only pertains to the outer world of appearances and does not affect the internal spirit. It is not transformed into internal states. Experience in the lower degrees of life makes the entity conscious of such states, and when the entity reacts to this atmosphere, he makes it his or her own. You hear a great deal about the evil in your world. You cannot eliminate evil by killing off a few people who you think responsible for evil, for all are equally responsible. Those who think themselves good and others evil are often the worst offenders. If more of the eternal, ever-present goodness was realized, the atmosphere in which you live would soon change. That is why you have been instructed to form the sanctuary of the silent healing power. When this is fully understood, as will surely dawn upon the minds of the people, separation, the cause of all your troubles, will pass away. It has been already stated by other spiritual beings that a millennium is at hand that can only come when separation is dissolved away from the minds of the people on earth. You have many religions on earth, each claims itself to be the only religion. Anyone outside that particular religion is called a heathen, an infidel, and so forth. When all peoples come under the spell of the One Presence, a new enlightenment will come and all religions will merge into the one abode of light and love. Your work is more important than you can ever imagine, for the whole spiritual world is cooperating with you. Yet we can do nothing unless man himself opens his mind and heart to the ever-present omnipotence and omniscience of the love that surrounds him. And the method you have been directed to adopt is the best way to accomplish this. Many who are helping in the inner realms have, while on earth, lived selfish lives, lived for what all the pleasure of the world could give them. When they left the earth life, they continued for a more or less brief period in the plane nearest the earth, until the form in which they emerged from the outer earth was dissolved away, and the glory of their new experiences revealed the grandeur of freedom of the ever-present life, and by the experiences they have passed through both in the outer and the inner, after being emancipated and elevated, they are able to become instruments to descend and help in a manner unknown and unthought of by church or state as constituted on your earth. They become the saviors of mankind. Thousands, yes, hundreds of thousands are working with you now, influencing for good your earth plane. More information will be given on this subject later. In our next communication there will be further instruction in regard to the mental states in the order of quiet, calm, peace and silence, and how they are more easily obtained and will make you more proficient in your work of healing. Benediction. Thou great, loving, and generous parent, Father, Mother God, I did not hear nor did I see, but the presence of thy eternal love whispered to me in the sanctuary of the silent healing power. My slumbering wisdom and love slowly awakened, and I heard the whispers of thy eternal presence becoming ever closer and closer. I felt my brother and sister who had already seen the light and whisper its presence to me in that silence that knows no equal, and as I awakened more and more I knew that I was also the spokesman of thy eternal love, wisdom and healing, and now that I am awake my whispers shall never cease. Awake now, my brother, my sister, work thou with me so that all shall hear the whisper of the one eternal, ever-present love and wisdom. Let us all go into the one home, that sanctuary wherein all are one family, praising our eternal loving Father, Mother God, who gave us birth, born in his image and likeness.